much do you feel like last week was a step forward for the offense from week 2 to week 3, just getting better?
Well, you can see it by how many points we scored and the production that we had, in our offensive, statistical columns. I think Geno had a real good game. We were able to move the ball, had a good third down success rate, and like I said, put points on the board. So it was a huge step from, the 49ers game to this game.
You had numerous drives with 3-4 first downs on them last week. To have that kind of consistency throughout the game where you're marching down the field, keeping possession and all that, how much of that can you build upon?
Well, we just have to sustain those kinds of drives throughout a game. One reason is to keep our defense off the field, and another reason just to keep our momentum going and wear down their defense to where during the fourth quarter they're tired and we know it works, and we've taken an evaluation of their whole scheme throughout the whole game. So in the fourth quarter, it's kind of easier to know what to call.
You've obviously been singing Geno's praises all along. You believe in him, but just these 3 games, what has he shown you with this kind of extended chance to be in that starting role?
The poise that he's had, during the games. I know week 1 was a huge Monday night game and a huge Monday night win for us as a team. And then, week 2, we kind of got put in situations, that kind of made him, step up and become a leader. And I think he's answered that call very well. And then, last week, how he stepped up again, in the pocket, throwing the ball downfield, was able to deliver and make checks at the line of scrimmage to where he would check us out of bad situations or not so great looks. So I think, he's just showing everybody else what I guess we already knew.
Quandre's playing against his former team this week. What have you learned from Diggs?
Well, he's a hard hitter, a leader, somebody who's going to, make the checks and make the tough, decisions when he's out there on the field. I just like the type of player, that he is out there. He's a ball hog. He's just, like I said, a great football player, and just glad that, we were able to get him our rookie year.
What do you remember from when you first got here, what were your first impressions of him?
I was just happy to be here. My teammates from the receiver room. I remember we had Josh Gordon here, Jerron Brown, Demo. Everybody just welcomed me with open arms. We were winning, and it was just a good time for me. And like I said, I was able to play with Quandre got acquired, and then Marshawn Lynch came back. It was just like a great time for me.
Sorry, man. With Quandre in particular, when he got here, what do you remember about just your first
Well,
impressions?
when we found out that we were getting him, I was sitting beside Tyler in the locker room, and Tyler was like, "Oh, we got my best friend." So I'm like, "Who are you talking about?" And he was like, "Quandre," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know who he was." And from the moment he stepped on the field, I think we played the Rams the next week, and he got like 2 picks. So that was a great first impression, a great first game for me to see him, and just to see what type of player he actually was.
How much in-game instruction and adjustments is Sanjay making with the receivers?
We don't have to make in-game adjustments because of the studying that he does and we do and Shane does throughout the whole week. They really play how we expected them to play the first 3 weeks of the season.
You get anything for Tyler's birthday?
No, I ain't getting Tyler nothing. Tyler need to give me something for his birthday.
DK, the benefit to your offense when the tight ends are, they're all 3 different, but what does that do to the offense and you personally in terms of the pass play to the receivers?
It opens up the offense when you got playmakers in the tight end room as well. Opens up the run game as well because you don't know if they're in there to block or to run routes. So, we just got playmakers all over the field to where people just can't, put us in a corner and just guard me and Tyler. They really got to worry about Kobe, Noah, Dis, and every running back in that room.
Jeff Okuda's locked down 3 really good receivers the past 3 weeks. What have you seen from him on film going into this matchup?
There's a safety over the top of him, so he's really not locking people down, but he's a good corner.
What's sort of the mood of the team, I guess? But do you feel like going into this week with coming off 2 losses and all that?
Just focusing on ourselves and not really looking at our record because it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we still got a long season ahead of us and just focus on the next game.
Does their defense look a lot different than last year's line?
No, they still got the same mentality, same defensive structure. They're aggressive, coming downhill. Their linebackers will come downhill and hit you. Corners are trying to play aggressive, get hands on. So it should be a aggressive, tough matchup for us.
He said he's getting safety help, but he's still a good corner. What makes Jeff a good corner, I guess, then?
I guess you got to watch film, and that's just my opinion. Yeah.
Anything else?
Thank you, sir.